Hi guys!
Hey there, I'm Sloan.
And I'm Kristyn.
And welcome to my car.
We have a janky setup today.
So, we're in the car today because we're on our way to go get some lunch. And we thought, why not make a video for you guys?
Our second video.
We received so much love from our last video. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
weren't expecting all of that.
You guys are awesome.
So today we're going to make a coming out video, which for me is a hard topic to talk about, I think pretty much for everyone.
Yeah, for me too.
So let's get started.
Let's get started. So I think that you should take it off.
Oh. Why does this happen every time? I guess that we're going to make a habit of this, that I just go first. I love you, even though you're crazy. So I guess we should give them our ages. So I'm actually 22. So I came out when I was a freshman in college, which would make me, is that 18?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I was 18. So it's 4 years ago. Wow. So in high school was like my first experience about like half coming out to people. I wrote a letter to my best friend in high school and I told her that I was bi in it, which I'm totally not bi. Like I was gay, but you know, it's kind of that like holding on period.
Wavering between both sides.
Exactly. You still want to hold on to trying to be straight, but like you know you're not. And so I wrote her a letter and it was actually a great thing. She accepted it and was so happy that I told her and completely kept my secret. I asked her not to tell anybody. Then I went to college and I started acting on my desires and everything, and I started being with women more, and I realized, you know, like this isn't something that's going away. Like shit, I have to tell my parents, and I couldn't even fathom how hard that was going to be. And Kristyn and I like had been talking all throughout this process, and like, you know, I remember the day that I came out to my parents, like I texted her, I was like, it's gonna happen today, like blah blah blah. So what happened was I was talking to my mom every day, like that week on the phone crying, and she was asking me like, Sloan, like what's wrong? And I was like, I can't tell you, but like there is something that I need to tell you. My parents are divorced, and one night she was just like, okay, you know what, like your father and I are coming up there for dinner. And I was like, oh my god, okay. And like my parents are divorced, like literally that pretty much only happens that my parents are together with me at dinner, like on my birthday and like Christmas. Like that's like a really big deal. So we're at dinner, and the whole time during dinner we're like making small talk. She's thinking that I'm just gonna like say it at one point. I'm just like barely eating, like, you know, like, and I'm like trying to say it, like I keep like opening my mouth and just like no words are coming out. And I remember just thinking like, I just want Kristyn here with me because this would be so much easier. So finally she's like, Sloan, like just tell us. And I'm like crying at this point. I'm like, I can't tell you, like I can't tell you, like it won't come out, like I can't tell you. And then she's like, are you gay? And I was like, yes. And you know, they were great about it, and they gave me, you know, we love you no matter what, like don't worry. And that was great that, you know, they told me that, because I think that we really need to hear that. You know, it's something that, as cliched it is, like it's important to know. And it was a process. Like I don't think at first they really thought like it was a real thing. Like I thought maybe they thought it was like a phase, you know, like someone's experimenting in college. But I mean, we've been dating for 4 years now almost, and so it's not a phase. And I think my parents are just really, really accepting now. I mean, they accept her completely. Like my mom are best friends. She's invited to every single one of my family functions, and it's been a really great experience. There's a car passing by.
It's a garbage truck. Oh, let's wait.
Oh my god, he's backing up. So yeah, so that happened. Almost everyone in my life either knows or like has been informed that you and I are dating. So it's like, you know, and I really haven't received much hate at all, like really none. Like I think it takes a while for people to really understand it, but I think that once they do, they look at it as being totally fine and normal, and see that, you know, we're just like anyone else. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but it was really rewarding just to feel like you don't have to lie anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, she's so close to your car.
All right, I think he's leaving. So what happened with you coming out?
I feel like I'm in an interview by my boss or something.
I am your boss.
So yeah, it all started back in 4th grade. I used to write in my journal like every day. I had like 5 million different journals, and I would always write like my best friends or like my crush that week, you know, just like casual.
You're so cute.
And I ended up writing in my diary, I think I'm bisexual. In 4th grade, I don't even think people in 4th grade know what that means.
Everyone start as bi. It's funny.
Obviously, at that point, like, I didn't really know what it meant, but I think that it was just, like, one stepping stone to, like, admit to myself how I was really feeling inside. So then move on to middle school, and I started like actually experiencing crushes on women, and I didn't know it at the time because, you know, you don't really know what your attraction means yet. That was like when I started realizing like I'm different than all the other girls, because like all these other girls are talking about all the boys they like and, you know, how they feel when boys kiss them, and I'm sitting here like, what? You feel something? That's weird in my head, but like I didn't know how to express that to anybody.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, yeah, me too. So then in high school, I ended up starting to really talk to girls and become really close with girls to the point where like we were best friends, but there was probably something more there. And I started dating a girl my sophomore year of high school. I'm 24 now, so I was probably like 15, 16 at the time. And because I was in a relationship, I felt like I was hiding like a huge part of myself that I couldn't really hide anymore. I was sick of hiding it from my parents. I was sick of hiding it from my best friends. Like I just wanted people to know about it because it's hard to lie. So I started by telling my best friends, and once I got that out of the way, I felt like it was necessary to tell my parents. So I ended up emailing my mom because I didn't know how to tell her. Like Sloan said, it's really hard to like even open your mouth when you want to like say it. Like
Email would be hard too, though.
Yeah, it was hard. So I wrote her a long email, and I didn't really say like I'm gay. I just said I'm in love with like this girl, and so I think it's like a way into saying I'm gay. I just hadn't said that yet. She just said like, that's okay, like I love you so much. But it wasn't through email, like we didn't talk about it in person, so it was like that unspoken, like weird, like oh we talked about it but we didn't. So then we ended up getting our nose pierced on the car ride to the piercing place. My mom was like, so are you gay? And it was such a scary moment. I was like, I felt pressured kind of to answer, and it scared me, so I just said no, and we didn't really talk about it anymore. So I think from then on, you know, up until college, my parents didn't really know like what was going on with me. They just thought like she's living her life, and like I just completely distanced myself from them because I still wasn't comfortable with who I was yet, and I didn't feel comfortable telling people about it, so I just wrote a lot of people off. I think that was like a huge thing for me. I didn't go to every single person that I knew and like come out to them. When I was that age, I was so afraid of who I was that I didn't tell anybody, like most people, and I just stopped talking to them completely because I was afraid that they would not like me anymore.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me, and like I think that is true for a lot of young gay kids at this day and age. Like I hope that like most people will accept you, but with me, like I didn't want to give them the option to accept me because I knew that came with the option to not accept me as well. So instead of, you know, letting them even try to understand it, I just wrote people off and stopped talking to them. And you know, that's the one regret I have, that if I could do it all over again, I would be more comfortable in my skin enough to let people like accept it in their own time instead of just stopping friendships with anyone who I felt like might not accept it. Just be open with it, and as open as you can be, and as open as, you know, you feel comfortable being. And pretty much like I hope at this time that almost anyone will accept you, and if people don't, then those aren't people you want in your life anyway.
It's important to just feel comfortable in your own skin, and I know it definitely takes time. We both, I mean, it still takes time.
We still come out like every day to other people, you know, like it's a process. It's not just you're out and that's it. And
yeah,
you know, it happens every day. I mean, coming out is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I mean, I can't reiterate enough. Like it's a great feeling, and I promise you, for every one person who maybe doesn't accept you, there'll be 20 who do. And I mean, I think that we all have a great community within the Tumblr world and YouTube and everything. If you have any, you know, problems or anything, like reach out to us too. We're always here, and you know, we've been in this for a little while.
I definitely know what it's like.
Why does the computer keep doing that? We have in here anyway. It's a funnel. Always comes in handy.
Whenever you need to scratch your girlfriend's back, don't worry.
Don't break my car.
Just use this.
I love